Champagne and hollow eyes, a double life become a prize. Heaven that you can't deny, take you to the highest high. That's burning water in their veins. Will bring the violence, sex, and rage. Take the devil's perspective and leave the souls in the cold to be resurrected.
Hi friends, welcome to Unwritten Rules of the Road. I am Tash, and today we are joined by my amazing friend Rona Rougeheart, the incredible force behind SINE. Welcome, Rona. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's awesome to see you. I feel like I've been so privileged to get to see you in different incarnations. I've gotten to see you in Austin, I've gotten to see you in LA. So I feel like I've gotten to witness like different chapters of SINE, which is really amazing to watch.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, it's been through quite a few different changes, so it's forever changing.
I remember seeing you post pretty recently about like retiring a certain visual aesthetic. I think it was a mask that you had been using, and I was curious. Do you have something new brewing for 2026 that we can look forward to?
Yeah, I the whole thing that I was kind of retiring was, I had done this kind of like Blade Runner-y nun thing with the clear raincoat jacket and been doing that kind of look and intro for the last 2 years, I would say. And while it's been amazing and it's very well received, I just kind of want a little bit of a tweak and a change to it. I haven't quite figured out what it is yet, but it might be a variation of the theme, just different pieces and possibly a different persona. But I do like
That's
the masks.
exciting.
The masks are always going to be there in some way.
Do you make the masks yourself, or do you acquire them and then illustrate them? Or I was curious about that.
Oh, so I paint the mask myself, and I have several different faces that I mean, some of them I haven't worn at all yet, but it's fun. I kind of like coming out a little mysterious, and it's very attention getting when people don't quite see your face right away. They want to know more. And I like that
Yeah,
allure.
I love the theater behind it. I remember hearing in an interview that you shared that sign came to you in a vision, like you literally saw it. And I was curious, is that kind of how ideas come to you, like kind of subconscious, I guess?
Yeah, I feel like there are times where I have inspirations that just hit me right away, and I have to go write them down or take note, or I'll lose them forever. um, but really, I feel like things like that kind of happen naturally. And as far as sign goes, I was just looking for a name that was easy to pronounce and spell, and couldn't quite figure out what it was. And it was just like I woke up with the word sign in capital letters. I just saw it in my head, and I liked it immediately and thought, oh, that's perfect. So that's where it all
Yeah.
came from. And And it is sometimes where some of my song ideas come from and things. So yeah.
I think that's amazing that you have like not just the audio and the musical side, but the visual side, because I feel like you're able to like piece everything together in a whole vision.
Yeah, I definitely have a sort of look that I like, and sometimes I really don't know what I'm going for, and some things just happen on accident. And I really like those creative times where you just kind of stumble upon something that you never thought you would put together, and it ends up being really great. I think that's where the magic is in our creativity as artists.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think, I mean, when you talk about like the stumbling and the accidents, like, do you find that you are creative in that way when you're on the road, or does that happen usually when you're back at home when you have the space for that?
Well, when you're on the road, you definitely have to be creative, and you know this. You have to be creative about like what you're going to eat, like how are you going to live. I would say that's where your creativity comes in pretty good. But it mostly happens just in writing music, those little spontaneous things. Um, I feel like more on the road, I'm a little more calculated because it's a little more treacherous.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot to navigate while on the road.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've spoken to you when you've, you know, been an artist that's performing, but also as a person that's supporting behind the scenes as well. And I remember chatting with you about it. Like,
Mm.
do you find that you like to kind of like go back and forth between different roles, or do you have a preference for being behind the scenes versus being an artist when you're on tour?
Well, I actually really like the aspects of both. I like being an artist and being able to get out there and do touring, and um, but also when I'm home, I like serving other artists, and so I do a lot of um, work as a freelancer, as my own business, and I support artists in their promotions. And so, to me, I think that having someone on the inside that's going to help you with the promo is very valuable. And so, I always take good care whenever I am working on a tour or having to help with marketing pieces. Um, I know what it's like to have your name misspelled, the date wrong, all those things. And so when I am off the road and I'm working for bands who are on the road, I always make sure that I pay attention to those things and make sure their stuff goes out right, because I know what it's like being out there. It's already rough. So being able to help them off the road is something I really love.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're really gifted in so many ways, and I
Thank
love,
you.
you know, the energy and the passion and the care that you show in that facet as well. Because,
Thank
um,
you.
yeah, it really shows. So, yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
We're getting a question in the chat from Pete. Pete, thank you for asking. He was asking if are the masks a personal thing that reflect different aspects of your personality, or do they more
Mhm.
relate to eras of the band, so to speak?
I think it has something to do with my personality. I would say the feel of the band SINE and the music that I make with it. It's kind of like it has a bit of a sinister vibe. So I kind of like coming out on stage with a bit of a cinematic kind of vibe. So the masks are kind of my way to do that. Some people use makeup or different props, but I really like the mask. Just changes who you are immediately when you put it on, and then when you put on the rest of the costume, definitely changes everything. So it's kind of kind of a little bit of a mystery that I really enjoy. So it's kind of a like a mystery of me, I guess. So
I was curious, actually. Do you come from a theatrical background?
actually, I do. So I was one of the theater nerds in school. I was
Yay!
one of those. About it was when I was in school, they would have like plays and musicals and things, and I would try out for them, but I would never make it. Um, but what I did make every single year was our high school had kind of like a Saturday Night Live type thing. It was called ETC, which is Eclectic Troupe of Comedy. And my sister was in it, and it's kind of like you make up skits and things. And I pretty much made it all 4 years of school into that troupe. So I was like on the Saturday Night Live cast of my high school, I guess. And I found that to be very fun. It was exciting because it's like you got to be creative and make up skits and do funny things and funny little songs and stuff. And I found it to be interesting that I never made it for an actual like play. But it was like, hey, you're funny. We'll take you for the comedy thing. But anything serious, no. Don't try out for anything serious. But that was kind of my life. So yeah, I was definitely a theater nerd, and I loved it, and I loved all the people in it. It was a lot of fun. So it was kind of a natural progression for me to continue continue to be a funny girl on stage. Now I'm just funny with a little more danger.
I love it. Well, I know you also have a dance background, and I really feel like that shows because you have a
Yes.
certain
Oh,
way of
thanks.
gracefully carrying yourself, I think, on stage. So, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it's interesting that you noticed this because I also did dance in high school. I pretty much did, everything a circus person would do. I learned how to
Yes.
dance. I actually can tap dance. Yeah, I can do comedy, whatever, just put me on a stage and I'll do something. I'll entertain you. But I think it was just natural. And also, my dad was a theater guy as well, and he did music. So I don't know, it's just in my blood. And here I am, still entertaining to this day, hopefully.
Yes. Was SINE the first project that you started playing live for, or were there other projects that led up to SINE?
Oh, there were definitely others. So I never really set out to be a lead singer or any band leader. That was really not my intentions. My intentions was to be Alan Wilder, basically. I mean, Depeche Mode was the first band I saw live, and I mean, they changed my life. They were the ones that made me look and go, oh, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. Um, but when I saw Depeche Mode live, and I didn't necessarily think to myself, oh, I want to be Dave or Martin. I like Alan because I like the music, I like the vibe and the things that were created. And so I never thought of myself as like a lead singer or anything like that. Um, but yes, I did play drums in two different bands in Austin. Um, one of them I played with for a while, and then they kind of transitioned into more of like a cover band, and which was fine. I mean, that was just what the lead singer just found more interest in that. It was called Dead Love Club, and it was all original music to begin with, which I really loved. And we actually opened for Thrill Kill Cult several times. So we were on that path. We were kind of like baby Thrill Kill Cult, and it was really fun and cheeky and all this. But the lead singer just decided he wanted a different direction. He didn't really want to go that route, and so that's where I ended up forming SINE. And kind of putting myself in the front person place because all I had was me, as lonely as that sounds. But I mean, it's all out of necessity because I feel that I'm pretty ambitious, and I just don't want anything to stop me, like having to have a band. And I mean, nothing against bands. I actually have had several people in my band before, but I wanted to be able to take some opportunities and have some liberties to kind of grow this. And so that's where being on my own kind of facilitates that. Um, I'm not closed off to having band members ever again or anything like that. I'm just growing the band right now. And
Yeah.
so in the future, I'm always great for players, but you know how it is. It's like we're our own everythings and we're our own financiers. So um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm open to it all, but yeah. But yes, I have been a drummer in a couple of bands before, and I really enjoyed it. Um, and I wouldn't mind doing it again, but under the circumstances that work. But for now, here I am.
No, I love that you have really served your vision, because I think sometimes, anyone can block themselves if they're like, oh, I don't have so and so to do this, whatever it is that you think you need to do to put yourself out there. But you had a vision and you were like, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to do this and just do it on my own. So that's very powerful. I've noticed, with going down the rabbit hole of SINE music, that it feels like very empowered, like a very empowered message behind it.
Yeah, basically, it's like I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I think by the time Sign came around, it's like I'm not going to take any more shit.
Hmm.
Basically,
Yeah,
it sounds very simplistic, but it's true.
yeah,
I think just navigating life as rough as it is. Um, I feel that I mean, being a female in this world and industry is tough. You've got to have thick skin. You've got to be able to deal with controlling issues, and I've allowed myself to fall to those types of things. And so this was just kind of my way of taking the reins back and being who I am without any uh, conflicts.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's really it when it comes to science music. Is these are the songs that I write. They are somewhere in between sarcasm, the truth, the harsh truth, and the comedic harsh truth. So I always have this thing where I'm like, if you identify with any of the entities in my lyrics, you might want to think about your life. If you're like, that sounds like me, then you might want to go, do I want to be like that? I mean, really. I mean, I grew up in a world where I love the Smiths. I love Morrissey. I know people have their problems with him, but I can't deny the music he's had and the influence. And honestly, with Morrissey, it's the humor
Mm.
that he had and the sarcasm. And then another band that I really love is Queens of the Stone Age, and I feel that their lyrical content is sarcastic and funny and kind of has a little bit of an edge. It's a hard truth. And so, and also, of course, like Nine Inch Nails and the the whole industrial world. I feel like they're a little more like it's humorous, but it's cutting edge. Um, Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes you like it when it hurts. So it's kind of the way I look at my my music. And um, anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going off on like random tangents.
No, tangents are so
I do
welcome. And
that.
so yes, I love tangents. So
Okay. I'm
yeah,
like,
I was
I'll just go
now
everywhere.
now I'm on the journey with you. I think we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I honestly think what's really important in as far for my music is like a lot of my lyrics, if you really listen to them, a little bit of a warning of a
Mm,
type of person or things that I've observed or seen or even sometimes lived. It's like these are cautionary tales and sometimes they're humorous. Like I said, I think you have to kind of throw in that sarcasm and humor because people are funny and people
mm,
do funny things that are sometimes terrible. And I don't know, I just didn't have that thing where I just wrote about being in love or being cheated on all the time. Like it's just these are other subjects that I find to be darker and more devious.
yeah.
And here I am setting them to
And here
dance
you are.
music.
Which,
I'm
by
like,
the
if we
way,
can't dance the pain away, what else can you do?
yes. Your music is very danceable, by the way. I was wondering, like when you first come up with a song, since you're a drummer, do you think the rhythm comes first for you?
I would say so. I'm very rooted in that. I love coming up with beats. I love mixing beats. I love making things that are off. Anything that kind of like gives a little bit of an element of surprise, or like when you listen to it, it really gives you that feeling like, yeah, I want to give you that feeling
Yes.
where the beat is like, yes. And that coupled with bass, because I really do love like sub bass and like boomy bass. Like I want you to feel it in your chest because that's one thing that I really loved about seeing live music was that a lot of bands I would see the kick drum of the drummer, you would feel it in your chest. You've been to live shows where it's like in it or an arena or something, you're like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my like deeper and like boomier stuff is because it's like I want to touch you sonically. I want you to feel inside the vibrations that I'm putting out. And it's there. I mean,
Yeah.
and I use panning and people listen to my stuff in headphones, you'll notice, especially the song Succumb to Me, which is the last single I put out. The first thing you hear after the beat is like this boomy, like right, left.
Mm-hmm. I
And I love
noticed
those
that.
kinds of things. Those
Yeah.
those kinds of things are like fun to me. It's like putting the little icing, I mean the little sprinkles on the icing.
Totally. Yeah. And I love that you were describing it as like a visceral feeling because I feel like you can really drive home a message or a lyric when people can really feel the vibrations around it, you know?
Yeah, I I I agree. And that's what has always moved me about music. It's like it's an emotional thing. And that was really what happened to me when I first saw Depeche Mode live. Not to bring it up again, but it was like so spectacular that I was emotionally hit. And I think once music does that, it leaves that impression on you forever. Forever. The
Yeah.
first time you heard whatever random song that really resonates with you forever, it's because it hits you emotionally. That's why
Yeah.
songs like Imagine resonates with so many people. And so that to me, I feel like if you put your emotions into your songs and your music, whether it be happy or not happy, um, once it resonates with that person emotionally, you've connected.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, the music absolutely reminds us of what it is to be human.
Mhm.
and to be able to explore those things, and look at them and feel them. Yeah.
And also to know that you're not alone,
Hmm. Yeah.
because I think that there are a lot of people out there that, I mean, especially, I guess nowadays it seems like mental health comes into the forefront a bit. And, I think people need those emotional connections. And so I feel that some of the lyrical content or things that I write about, it's like I want people to know that you're not the only one experiencing this particular type of thing,
Yeah.
that it's out there. And so, yeah, I mean, I really think that's an important aspect of music. And when I write my music, it's emotional. I mean, it's stuff that I've observed and I see people uh, going through. So sometimes I'm inspired to write about it.
Yeah.
And then like I said, put it to dance music. You're like having a bad day, I will make you dance to it.
Well, I will say that somehow that always makes things better.
It does. I mean, come
Hmm.
on. Like, I'm a Cure fan too. And the first thing you hear off of one of the Cure songs, it doesn't matter if we all die. That's the first lyrics. And you're like, yes, I know. So it's kind of like that, where you hear the lyrics and you're like, yes, I know. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. No, it's always incredible when you hear a lyric, and you feel a lyric and you're like, oh, somebody gets it. It's like a relief
yeah,
almost. Yeah, yeah,
yes. And I am
yeah.
always for the underdog because that has been my life story. I mean, really, I've
Yeah.
I've I've had a great life, but I was never like a part of any kind of groups or cliques or anything like that. I was kind of like friends with everybody. Like I was friends with athletic types in school, with like popular types, with the academics. It just didn't matter. But I don't know. I always kind of felt like a little bit of a lone wolf, and I think that there's a lot of people who are out there like me that feel the same
Hmm.
way, because
Yeah.
we're not all like part of a group. Or like I definitely was the one that looked different in school. I pretty much like wanted to be Robert Smith in junior high. And I wore like the black blazer with the white shirt and the black pants with the lipstick and all this stuff. So, you know, and I guess the good thing about it is that as an adult now, I don't feel as weird being weird, if that makes sense.
Completely. I mean, I feel like I speak for as being a fellow lone wolf myself. Like, I think the more that you just embrace who you are, the more you find other kindred spirits out there. And you might not completely be the same, but at the same time, you have the same idea of like, oh,
Mhm.
it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I definitely want people to know that, because when people feel different and people feel disconnected from others, which a lot of us have because we're all living life online now. Um, I think music's very important. It certainly
Yeah.
helped me. It certainly helped me when I felt alone. I mean, we all have sad songs to listen to, but funny enough is when you listen to them, they actually make you feel better in a way,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
At least that's how I
Absolutely.
felt when I listened to The Cure, or when I listened to Morrissey or the Smiths. Some of
Yeah.
their songs, they kind of like make you feel a little more human. That
Yeah.
these are feelings we have. Not everything's always sunshine, rays. Life is weird,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of really interesting people that you run into while you're living it.
Hmm. And it's a spectrum of experience for sure.
It totally
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we're getting a question. We're getting a few questions, but just want to say hello to Ken Magerman from Sounds and
Hey,
Shadows.
what's
Thank you for
up?
joining us.
Ken
Um,
Max.
Ken is asking if you had the chance to redo the soundtrack as Sign to any iconic movie, which movie would you do? And then he was like, "Is it David Lynch?" So yes.
Well, kind of funny enough that you mentioned that. It's kind of weird. Have you been listening to my Facebook feed or something? Or have you been sneaking up on me some more, Ken? I don't know. Got some bushes out there. I don't know. Actually, I've I just finished my next album, which is going to be on Metropolis. I finalized that. And the cover, for some reason, I was very inspired by Blue Velvet. It's really funny that you mentioned that, Ken, but for some reason, it just kind of like, I don't know. It was one of those things, kind of like you said, Tash, where a random thing will come to you or just inspire you. And it wasn't like I was just sitting there thinking about David Lynch or anything like that, it, but it just kind of came to me one day and I thought, oh, that's really cool. I really like that idea and I like that vibe because the album has a little bit of a tawdry tale to it in a way. So, um, yeah, yes, and yes, Ken.
So,
We'll see where it goes.
when can we expect this album? Do you have an idea of timeline?
Uh, I just turned it in today to Metropolis. I know, so crazy.
Ah,
Um, yeah, and so I'm waiting to hear back what their schedule is, and then we'll kind of figure out the releases. We're gonna have, I think we're gonna have two more singles, and then the second single will just lead up into the release of the album. Um, but I'm not completely sure yet. But I would assume it would be sometime this spring. I mean, how long does an album take once you deliver it? 6 weeks? 8 weeks?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm like,
We
it,
shall
it
see.
varies, it just depends on their schedule. But that will be coming out. And I have to tell you all that, as I said on my Patreon, I said, this is not your grandma's dark wave industrial album, whatever that means. It's I said you're going to have expansive taste. Expansive because I kind of am crossing genres, genre bending, I guess. But I have some stuff that might possibly be very hip hop ish, if that might sound weird, but don't be scared. It's really great. Like, don't be scared. It's really great. Yeah, I promise you. But yeah, it's I love the album. It's it's great. It's different, and yes, you will hear my influences in it. There are some pretty hard hitting beats and good bass and things going on. So I don't know. I have a lot of hopes for this one. I think that it's good
That's
stuff.
exciting. What's the
Yeah.
name of the album?
So I've decided to call it La Morde, which is
Mm.
in French. It means bite her. Uh, so I don't know. You put that together with Blue Velvet. I don't know. You get some Lynchian vampire story. I think maybe somewhere in there.
I love it. I
It's
love it.
it's very. I'm aiming to be very stylish and I really love high fashion and supermodels and like that whole vibe and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting the way the album ended up um, coming together. Was it almost tells a story a bit, and it's got this like dreamy, tragic, cool wave, vibey, druggy disco vampire club vibes. It's just kind of all over the place, but yeah, I'm excited about it. It's going
That
to be
sounds
yeah, it's going to be
like quite a journey.
it really is. I would say the opening track is definitely going to open your eyes. And that's all I'll say is you'll be like, ooh, somebody took her vitamins today.
Oh my gosh, it
So,
sounds amazing. And I love that you're like really expanding because like I feel like every album of yours has been a different evolution. So I feel like this is a really exciting new evolution for you.
yes, I'm very excited about it too. And um, the crew that I worked with Awareness, who is the hip hop producer from Denver that I worked on the song Dark Matters. He and that was the first song he and I did together, and I was just blown away. I was like, wow, this guy gets it. Because I've told the story before, but funny enough, I when I first started to work with him, he had put something together for me and sent it over and said, "What do you think of this kind of musical piece?" And I liked it. It had kind of a dark wave feel, maybe some synthwave pop stuff kind of feel, which I liked. But I told him, I said, "Can you do this but darker?" And then what he came back with was what we made into Dark Matters. Because I was like, "Whoa, you went way dark. I love it." So after that, we were like bros, you know? After he did that, I was just like, oh, yes, he gets me. And so I brought him on for this next album, and he kicked ass yet again. And I also have a guest vocal from one of his collaborators named Time. Time and Awareness both have a band called Calm, so they do things mostly in the hip hop, uh, I guess, sector, their music or whatever. So yeah, it was kind of like a nice little crossover with he and I, because he wasn't so familiar with all the kind of music that I liked, and I'm not that familiar with the stuff he. So I thought it made a good mix. So we're like learning about each other's scenes, and a lot of the music that we worked on for this album, it is just, I mean, I really, I believe in it. I think it's going to be great. And I also brought on Curse. So Curse Mackey has also helped me with some of the tracks, which are great because he always has an awesome production and like lots of doodads and fun things that make cool noises.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, and this album is going to be the one that I've done the most self-producing. There are, I would say, four or five, maybe four songs on the album are completely just me.
Wow.
Scary. I know. I
Oh.
didn't use anyone else. I was like, and really, it was just a challenge. I I love using collaborators. I love having co-producers and getting everyone's feedback. But for some reason, I don't know. I just really felt like I want to try to do something on my own, just for funsies to see how it goes, see how I feel about it. And and I have to say that I'm happy with me. I'm just glad that I mean, I feel like I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. Maybe you'll listen to the album and be like, oh, or maybe you'll be like, ooh, I know which one she did by herself. Mm. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. But really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've all got to try to do things, and I just wanted to do it. I really did. I just was like, I want to do these songs on my own, just to see how I do. And I'm happy with the results. And Mark Pistol mastered it, so it's sounds banging. It's gonna rattle all the dust off of everyone's home. So you need a dust, you just put my album on.
It's-
It'll rattle all the dust off your shit. That's my goal.
Yes, yes. I like that this
Same
is a
with live.
multi-purpose album. Yes.
It is. It is. It's cleansing of the soul. It's cleansing of the house.
Yes, yes.
You know.
Speaking of live, I know you're playing in Phoenix next month.
Yes. It's
And
gonna
I was
be.
wondering, are you going to be playing any of your new songs from the album?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure of it. Um, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my intro and try to put in some new songs and see how the flow goes. Lately, live, I've been doing a pretty like hard hitting set. I haven't really added in many things that are down tempo or slower. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, um, I'm just open to all the possibilities this year as far as my live show and also adding in people. I've actually talked to Time and Awareness about possibly joining me on stage if we do a show in Denver because they're both based there. So who knows? I might have two more people on stage with me one day. I just don't know, but I'm open to it. Open to seeing where it all goes, and I'm ready to kind of give it a little bit of a change from the last couple of years.
Yeah. Do you have uh, like a specific tour that's coming up, or are you doing more like one-offs for right now?
Mm, just doing one-offs for right now.
Yeah.
Uh, I think really because I was so focused on finishing the album, I didn't really want to dive into tour planning right away, especially after Curse and I had been, I mean, all of August, we didn't even see our house. It's like, where do we live? You know, whose socks are these? You get to that point. But, we after we came back from the long tour that we did, we just, it was the holidays and I wanted to finish the album. That was kind of the one thing I really, really wanted to do. And so as far as touring goes, um, I don't foresee anything happening until after April, possibly, because, the beginning of the year through March is like South by Southwest here in Austin. And sometimes I help out there, sometimes I don't. But I usually like to just bypass March completely. um, but yeah, I mean, in the future, possibly, but don't have any real plans right this moment. We're just going to do that Phoenix show February 26th at Club Contact and see where it goes from there. But I'm open to it.
Yeah. I was curious actually when you were talking about because I've seen you when you've been mid tour, and I was just wondering like what is your recovery process like after a tour?
I want to do as little as possible. That's about it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I don't ever want to see another protein bar. What else? I don't want to live out a suitcase. It's pretty much coming off of tour. You just go home and try to enjoy your house again, really. Um, but yeah, doing a whole lot of nothing, it's fun.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, especially when you've done a whole lot of everything, you know. I mean, being on tour,
Hmm.
as you know, it's very taxing on your body, and sometimes you eat dinner, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you sleep, sometimes you don't. I mean, it just really will just put you through the ringer. So by the time I get home, I I just like doing nothing, relaxing, doing some self-care, put mask on, hang out, pet my doggy. About it.
Yeah. I feel like there's always like this in between time before you like actually arrive. Like there's sort of like the in between, the landing and then finding the flow again, like with being at home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, for the first, I don't know how many weeks, your house is a tornado of just gear and luggage and crap is everywhere. And I'm the kind of person that I actually don't like. I have one of those brains that I don't function well when there's like just crap everywhere. I feel like, oh, I'm being like closed in on stuff. So I'm very much like, okay, I'll at least try to put some stuff away. I'll try to unpack and kind of clear out the areas so I feel a little more at ease. Because I think once you come home and all your shit's just everywhere, all I think about is I have to put it away at some point.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I try to do at least some if I can put it all away. But I mean, it's just part of the transition, like you said. You come home and you just slowly kind of put your life back together.
Yeah.
And then by that time, it's time to pack and go again. It always happens that way. I'm like, I just unpacked. And now I'm going to throw the same stuff back in the same bag. Wow. But it's all good. I mean, we love going on the road and stuff. It's just but yeah, we try to balance that out. And that's why this whole end of the year after August, we were just like staying home. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, one thing we
recovery
were
and
Oh, sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying like recovery and like taking care of yourself is really important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just as important as the output, because the more if
Mhm.
you run down, you just really don't have anything to give at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And and that's another reason why my album's kind of taken a while to come out because when I actually was on schedule to deliver it like a year ago. I mean, it's kind of interesting the way it happened because absolutely now the in its form, it's a different album than it would have been a year ago.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I don't really feel weird that it's coming out later than it was supposed to, but a lot of stuff has happened and what really put me behind was we started going on these back-to-back tours. And so while I was working on music, we had a big tour going on. And then once we got back, we had to turn around and Curse was on the Pig tour. So then we went on that. And then once we got home from that, I went out with Knights Reb. So it was kind of like one tour after the other happened. And that's really what put me behind. So it was all good stuff. I mean, I loved being out on the road playing with Curse and then also helping him with Pig. And then, of course, working with Bon and doing nice rep shows was like a dream. And so Metropolis was really great. And they just said, just take your time and do it right and come to us when you're ready. And that's kind of how it all happened. And I'm actually glad it did because there are songs on there that didn't exist back then. So a lot has happened and I learned a lot while I was on the road and I learned a lot while I was playing with Knights Reb. So those things have really helped shape the album too, in a way. So my even my live experiences have helped me. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it goes. And like you said, in that in between period of coming back from the road, you don't really like sink right into life. It takes you a while. But when you've got another tour waiting for you around the corner, it's very hard to get back into life. I mean, a week is not enough.
No.
As you know, a week is not enough. It's got to be like at least two
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
So, but again, I'm happy with the way everything happened, and all of our tour scheduling has been great, and all the shows have been awesome. So, I'm looking forward to this year. Uh, I would really love to do a tour, kind of in support of the album, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, or who's going to be around or up for pairing up, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always open. I mean, and I'm also like open to other genres that might fit. And I, like I said, I'm in my expanding period.
Yes.
It's like the pizza dough. You put me in the bowl, and now I'm like getting bigger. And then later you can
Yes.
smash me out and put me in the oven and call me done. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I want to
Yay for the
expand.
yay for the pizza era.
I know. It's my pizza dough era. Yeah.
I was curious actually because you were talking about and I really felt it when you were talking about how it's very felt like almost sensual that the way you were describing it. It was very specifically visual. So I was curious if you have any music videos that are you're brewing up around the album.
I do.
Ah.
I do. I actually have. So let me tell you a sad story.
Oh no.
So I actually had a video for my song Control that was made. It was pretty much almost done. And then my hard drive crashed, and I haven't been able to recover it. So that's a bummer. I may try and recreate that video again because I do have like the raw footage. I would just have to put it all back together again. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
So that might be kind of like an archivey video that might come later because we shot footage for it for a long time ago, and now it's just like whatever. Anyway, that's one thing. And then I do have a video for Succumb to Me that I'm putting together. The last thing I think I need to do is actually shoot video of myself and integrate all that. But really, what I would love in my dream of dreams is I would love to make a video for every song on this album because it has a story. Like, I swear, it's like weirdly, it follows this kind of story from this, like, how should I describe it? I mean, I only use like Hollywood and stuff as an example, but it could be anything that you're wanting. It was like that pinnacle of the thing. Like, I'm moving out to LA to be a star, whatever it is. I am going to wherever to be a star. And so it kind of follows this story through to the bitter end. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but we'll see how it ends. But if I had my wish, I would love to do a video for every song. It's not out of the question, especially if I don't go on tour anytime soon. It could be something that I could focus on. But yes, I do have one for Succumb to Me working. And then the next single that's going to come out, which I love, it's one of the songs I did on my own. So if I could put a video together, I would. Oh, and you know what? One thing that I do want to do, and I will put it out there, is I love putting other people in my videos. Like, so my Love High video from when I first started, I actually recruited a bunch of my friends and a lot of like Austin kind of local personalities, DJs and such, to come and be in my video, which I like. I like having that community. And the video turned out gorgeous. It was beautiful. So I am toying with the idea of possibly seeing if I can include others in some of these new videos in the way of like, I'm not sure how I want to do it yet. I I might have some people in mind that I might just approach and say, "Hey, can do you mind filming yourself?" Because I mean, it's no mystery that I'm my own everything. I do I do my videos, I do everything. But that's how I worked my video with Chris Connolly when I did the song Desolate District. I just had him film himself singing, or actually, he wasn't singing. I just said, "Can you film yourself and send me some footage, and then I'll incorporate that." And so I did the same with the dancer in the video. She's actually in Singapore.
Mm.
Had I gave them the song and took the performance and then manipulated that. So I just really like having that. It's almost like I let others see their vision and then bring it to me, and then I kind of put it all together. So I'm toying with that idea um, of seeing if I can get some other participants in the way of like, I guess, showing like a little bit of a community
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
people. It doesn't, I mean, whoever it is that ends up being there, but I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I always have a million ideas. I just don't have enough me to do them all. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, if I have my dream of dreams, I would love to have a video for every song.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Because, like, when you were talking about the story part, I was like, I would love to see how it threads together. I think that'd be really, really,
Mm-hmm.
really cool to see. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I always have ideas, and we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I like your openness to flow. Like, it seems like that's just kind of like an ethos for you. Has that always been part of your wiring?
yeah, I would say so. I I'm very adaptable, and it really doesn't matter. I guess it's kind of like, well, I'm a Pisces, so we're mutable. We're the little shapeshifters. We're like, you want me to be a lizard? I'll be a lizard. You want me to
It's
be a rabbit? I'll be a rabbit. So I mean, it's always been that way, and I think that's why I'm kind of like friends with everyone. Like, I don't have any one particular people that I'm friends with or anything. It's just like I get along with everybody. I yeah, it's just kind of the way I've always been, and I like other people's opinions and ideas and creativity. I mean, there's so many amazing people out there, incredible people, and I love bringing them all together and just kind of having a good creative community, no matter what. Really, doesn't matter where you came from. Everyone has a cool story if you
Yeah.
talk to them and if you listen, which some people don't know how to do. But I mean,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And really the world is much smaller than we realize, I think.
it is. It really
Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
I mean, think of it now. I mean, all these bands and artists are accessible now. Like, you can contact them. There's DMs, and there's, all the, you can go on social media, whereas before you couldn't talk to anyone. You would never have contact with Peter Murphy or anyone like that. And now it's just so different where everyone's out there.
Yeah.
So quite a different life than before, but
Yeah. Well, I know that you started SINE before the pandemic, and you were playing live. And then obviously we saw like a real shift happen, where we couldn't play live shows, but then there was live streaming. And I do feel like the digital community really came together, like even more
mhm.
so during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I really like that too. I definitely the I mean it's good to have a community online because sometimes people can't go anywhere, and whether it be just they're not able to fly out to go see shows or do whatever random thing it is. Online is always good for that as far as like having that kind of support. But I think it's important to make sure that you find the right spaces for that because, I mean, face it, like it, online stuff's crazy and
Mhm.
sometimes not very good for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where it's important that you just find the people that really care for you and you stay with them. And
Yeah.
that's what really raises us all up. And I've seen quite a few people actually come around and just introduce themselves. Hey, I'm so and so, and I'm a DJ there on Twitch, and everyone embraces them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
we're always open to learning about what you do. And I just posted on my Facebook page recently asking people to introduce themselves and tell us what you do. I mean, I don't care if you're not a musician. Like, who knows? Whatever you do, you might, make things out of wood, or you might be an artist, you might be whatever. I always want to know what people are doing.
Yeah.
Just because you never know. I mean, you find someone, you're like, oh, you're a painter. Oh, that's so cool. I want to see your work. Wow, that's really great. I'd love to use that for my album or whatever it is. It's great to have community and not always be around the same kinds of people. Like, I love being around musicians and I learn things from them, but I also want to learn about other people and I want to learn about other crafts and what what people do. I mean, whether you're whatever hobbies you have, like, sure, let's talk about it. I think that's what really forms a community is where it's like everyone can just express themselves and talk about the things they love and have people support them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that the world is a better place when people have that feeling of safety and community and knowing
Hmm.
that, their expressions will be heard, and
Yes,
celebrated. Yeah.
yes. And the other
Yeah.
thing I have to say about that whole being online is you really have to just mind yourself. And these, I feel like there are a lot of instigators out there, whether they be real people or not. They just, they want to inflame.
Mm.
And I always tell people, like, if your action doesn't serve you, shouldn't do it. Like, it's not worth doing. Like, if you post online, oh, it's a beautiful day, and someone comes behind you and goes, it sucks, man. It's raining. And you just go, wow, sucks to be you. And you move
Mm-hmm.
on. And you
Yeah.
don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
That person can have their opinion, whatever, but it doesn't. I feel like sometimes people engage too much to where it's time wasting. And honestly, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what a lot of these instigators are just there for, is just time waste. So that's just my advice for anyone who's online or who finds community online is just think about what serves you best. And
Yeah.
if and most likely arguing with someone isn't going to serve you very well because that's what they want. They want to suck your lifeblood out of you. And you're like, no, no. To me, I feel like, no, I don't have time for that. I actually have stuff going on in real life here or things that, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry I'm going off on a tangent, but I just feel like now it's just very treacherous out there at times, and people
Mm-hmm.
find then they want to defend and they want to say their opinions, but in some ways, I just think that if you don't engage and you really pay attention to what's happening in your life and you
Mm-hmm.
continue on that path, you can't go wrong. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, who cares if somebody thinks whatever the shit they think? You got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I always tell people that. I'm like, I've had people come up to me and try to start drama and go, "Oh, did you see what so and so said about whatever the hell?" I'm like, I haven't, and I hope they find what they're looking for. What do you want from me? I'm like,
Hmm.
I got that over there to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't want people to lose sight of themselves, really. I mean, and I'm talking about all the creatives and anyone who's doing anything for themselves, like business or creative. Like just keep your wits about you when it comes to social media, and find comfort in the social circles that really serve you and that who really care. And other
Hmm.
than that, all else is a waste. It's a waste.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, well, first of all, your tangents are wonderful. I love your tangents.
Thanks.
um, but I love that you bring up the idea of embracing like creativity and constructiveness versus the destructiveness, the deconstruction, and to just kind of follow the energy of the construction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's in deconstructing that it can turn into, like you were saying, like, it's amazing how much time everything takes. Whether you're actually creating something or whether something is taking time and energy away from you. And gosh, I wish there was more than 24 hours, but there just isn't.
Yeah.
If
I wish
only,
there,
right?
I know. I wish there was one working me and then me where I could like have ice cream
Yes.
and sit out somewhere. But
I
yeah,
think we need to work on a
it's true.
clone machine. I mean, something.
I don't know. Wasn't there was a movie,
Oh,
was
yes.
it
Yes.
Multiplicity? Was it? Oh
I
man.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen this one. Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it's like an 80s movie or something, I think. And so the guy makes a clone of himself, and then and then the clones start making clones of themselves, and they start degrading in like intelligence or something. And I'm like, "Oh no." Oh no. So, I don't know. That might be a little
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. I see your
We
point.
shall see. I don't
Yes,
know.
yes.
But yes, I actually would like a clone of myself too to like help me. But I get stuff done when I get them done, and
Hmm.
try my best, really, with all the time. And you
Yeah.
know how it is. It's like we're
Yeah.
our own everything.
Yeah. Well, it was
You name
something
it, we
that
do it.
you said earlier, that the album turned out differently because of the restriction. You were like,
Mm-hmm.
I had this extra year and I took this time, and it would have turned out differently otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
think, in some ways, those restrictions actually maybe create even more beautiful work, you know?
yeah. Well, I think that's really the main idea is that I mean, I used to get really anxious whenever I would have times where I felt pressed, like I needed to do something or hurry up, get this done, whatever. Um, and then after a while, I was just like, things happen when they're supposed to, and that's really it. I can't go back and change anything. It is. I know. I mean, it sounds kind of dumb to say it is what it is, but that's kind of how I look at it. Like I
Hmm.
was very frustrated that my album was being pushed back every time I had to go and do something and get back on the road and repack, and I'm like, ugh, I haven't had any time to even look at this.
Yeah.
Um, but after a while, I was a little frustrated. But then after a while, I was like, it'll come out when it does, and the events that are taking place in life, whatever pieces of it I'm supposed to miss, if that makes sense. It's kind of like
Hmm.
when you think back and you go, well, if my album would have come out a year ago, I wouldn't have gotten these other opportunities. And so now that I feel like I've waited longer, I've learned more. I've learned a lot more about just marketing your band being out there, making the most best use of my time and best use of all the efforts that I put out to grow the band. So I wouldn't have known that before. So I really just try to tell myself that this like, I call it empty time. I'm like, this empty time is meant for something. When you feel like, oh, I'm not doing anything, or how come I'm not accomplishing something, or why can't I find whatever it is, you just have to think to yourself, this quiet time is for something. It's either for me to rest or find something within myself, whatever it is that I need from this quiet time. And then when it's ready, it'll be there. And it happens every time like that. And so I think it's really, you just frame your thinking and don't feel like, oh, I'm late, I missed out. Well, how many other albums have come out in the last year? Well, now those albums are out and now my album can come out. It's kind of like everything just takes place and it's all in a sequence and it's whatever. And it might so happen that my album's now coming out in a particular time that might be great for me to line up with someone who wants to tour, who just put an album out too, and didn't do it a year ago. So I don't know. That really helps me with like feeling depressed or sad about things like that. And things like, if you apply for a festival or whatever it is, and then you get the no response, you're like, that's a bummer. But in reality, maybe you weren't quite ready for it. And the next time you apply, you're going to be higher up on the bill, hopefully, because you'll have already had that experience and that growth. And so that's the way I look at no's when people say no or they bypass you. Because I used to get upset or sad about it, like, oh man, it's wrong. No, nobody likes me, whatever. I mean, we all go through that initial phase of like, what am I doing? But in the end, I know I will be received when I'm ready to be by whatever it is I'm looking for, which I'm still looking. But that's really how I survive, is knowing that my time will be there, whatever it is, and it'll be right, and it won't be the wrong time. It won't be a waste. It'll be everything that I've wanted. So that's why I don't mind waiting sometimes. And I really believe that this new album, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm nutty, but I feel really good about it. I do. I think it's going to be great. I think the next single is going to kill it. So happy.
I absolutely love that. I think it's such an amazing thing to see an accomplished artist, but somebody that can actually say, like, I'm really excited about my work. I'm really excited about what's to come. Like, I think that's so inspiring, because I feel like it's so easy to be so hard on ourselves. I think so many artists I know are very self-critical, but to actually say, like, I've created something that I am genuinely excited about. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always very critical of ourselves, and I mean, even to this day, sometimes I see live video and I'm like, ugh. I mean, because you don't really ever look at yourself like I mean, and I'm fine. Everything's fine. But you know how it is. It's just you seeing you and you're like, oof, it's that Looney Tunes. But that's just the human condition. It's like we're always going to be a little critical of ourselves, and when we speak, it's that same thing. We hear ourselves in our head, so we sound different when we hear ourselves on the outside, and it's like, ooh, is that what I sound like? Wow. So it's all that self-awareness, I guess, whatever it is. But I know ultimately, like, believe me, I've gone through all my doubts and my music does not sound like everyone else's, and I get that. And sometimes that's off-putting and whatever, if someone's like, "Oh, your music sucks," my answer is, "It wasn't made for you." I mean, if someone says my music sucks, my answer is, it just wasn't made for you. There's nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't. It's
Yeah.
made for people who go, "Oh, I get it."
Hmm.
Because I think one of the things I always think is funny is that in our, I guess, scene, there's people who are like, "Oh, I want to hear something different, something different. Let's hear something new, different." And then I put something out and they're like, "Not like that." And I'm like, "Oh, hmm, hmm. I have to rethink this next one." It's a
Mhm.
joke, but for real, it's true.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone, and I I do have thoughts that maybe my new album might get mixed reviews. I'm not sure. It just depends. It just depends on the person's willing to expand their mind on music. Honestly, that's really it. So
Yeah.
when you hear my album, it like I said, it's not going to be your grandma's goth industrial dark wave album. It'll be influenced by it, and it's there. All that stuff is in there because that's part of who I am. But I've definitely expanded on some sounds, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I ain't scared. I've never been scared. Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
I don't know if it's something that's wrong with you or more like awesome about
Oh
you.
my God. I'm very much like, what? No. I mean, really, but that's the end. It's
Hmm.
like you make music for the people who get it, and the people who don't like your music, it wasn't meant for them.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Hmm.
I don't like
Yeah.
every band's music out there, but I'm also not tied to a genre. Like I like all songs of all genres. If you got a good song, I'm all about it. I mean, really, I, it doesn't matter what genre you are, but it happens to be that this is where I live, and this is where I grew up in this particular dark genre. Um, but it's definitely not everything of who I am. But it's the root, you know. I still have my closet full of dark clothes, and all black everything all the time. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I always used to joke. I'm like, well, no one ever really asked Johnny Cash why we're black all the time. So
This is true. So,
it looks
but
good.
I like that you were, saying earlier in our chat that you would be open to playing with artists from different styles, and I think that could be a
Mhm.
really cool, talking about expansion, but different ways to expand the sign universe is getting to play with
Yeah.
different styled artists. So, yeah.
Well, I'm all for it, and I've been for it for a while because, and it's funny enough that this is all mentioned because um, there was a an artist named Zeely who's a hip hop artist too. He lives in LA now. You may not know him, but he's in Austin, and we were friends when I was in Dead Love Club, and he had like opened for us and stuff. It was actually really fun. And so he had a band called Blasphemous USA, which was him, and actually Kevin from Urban Heat was in the band as playing percussion. So it's like a hip hop ensemble, the three of them. And Kevin was in a band called Night Hecklers, which was also like very hip hoppy kind of. And so they had a residency here in Austin. And I told Zelia, I was like, I would love to play that. He's like, all right, cool. So I actually played one of the residencies, and another one of the acts that was there was a guy named Reggie, and he has a project called Blacklight Hip Hop. And he was actually on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I think, just recently. Funny enough. Anyway, but I went and played that show as SINE, and I had band members. And so it was like basically me and a bunch of hip hop acts. And let me tell you, it was the funnest ever. I had a great time, and they accepted me, and they weren't like, oh, who's this old vampire? Like, what the hell is this shit? You know, I mean, everyone was awesome. We had a fantastic time, and I'm still friends with. Well, I haven't talked to Zaley in a while, and of course Kevin is in Urban Heat. So I mean, funny enough, we just saw him at the grocery store because we actually do normal stuff like regular people. um, but that was fun. I had a great time, and I loved being included. And when I did that whole TV show, that Villains Wear Black, during the the pandemic, uh, I even played like blacklight hip hop videos, and I really loved the music, and it was great. Liked his messaging. So to me, I'm open. I mean, I think, you know, I'll say it in a Duran Duran quote lyric. You turned your refuge. Wait, see, what does he say? You built your refuge, turned you captive all the same. And I'm like, yes, you built your refuge, turned you captive all the same. Same. That's what I mean. Why limit yourself? Why put yourself in this little area where you're like, I'm comfy here? No, take that wall down, go somewhere, do some stuff, meet some people, meet some people that maybe wouldn't have listened to you before, but they do now because you know them. And that was kind of like my bridge with awareness and time and learning about their whole scene. And I really, I mean, I'm actually hoping to get a show out in Denver and have those guys on. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the good music and good vibes. And oh, and another thing that I did this past year was I played this thing called Babe Stock Fest here in Austin. And I applied for it just for fun because it's like an all-female like DJ party basically. And it's like 2 days. It's crowded. It's awesome. Like really uplifting event for the female DJ community. So they had like DJs from LA and all that stuff. And I was one of two bands that got accepted to play this Babe Stock Fest. And I was so happy. I was like, wow, this is fun because I get to meet new people that I've never known before. And I mean, seriously, there's nothing wrong with like being in your scene or whatever. That's fun. I just like exploring, and I was happy that they chose me. Um, Even like I didn't know who the promoters were. I didn't know them personally, but when we got there, we met them. It was a lot of fun, and I got to meet a lot of great people and connect with this like amazing female DJ world. And I would have never seen that if I wouldn't have just opened myself up to going other places, which I'm always interested in doing. And I always tell my fans on Facebook or wherever, whoever is following me, I'm like, I'm gonna take you with me. Let's go.
Yeah.
It won't be boring. I don't know where I'm going, but it won't be boring like David Bowie. But yeah,
Well,
I love meeting new communities.
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's something it's like, with all the tours that you've done, that it's like it lends itself to that, where you are constantly meeting new people, like every single day, you
Hmm.
know?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you almost can't avoid it while you're out there. It's like, hey, you guys in a band? I'm like, what gave us away? The all black or the black band or both? So yeah, we definitely meet a lot of people on the road.
I was curious, like, if you had, like, any wisdom for an artist starting out, you know, just, I guess, starting out with their music and also starting out with touring, like what kind of wisdom would you share with them?
Uh, I would say your greatest trait is going to be your own resilience, for real. Um, because being an artist and starting out is hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's a difficult path. There are a lot of people who do music, and now we've got this crazy ass like AI music going on, and I mean, I I would always say like try to be the artisan of your craft. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the people who are really sculpting something, those are the artisans of your craft. So the people who really create their music from a genuine place, I think that's really all you can do is just be yourself. Do not try to be anyone else. The last thing you want to do is just note for note. Like, I mean, I, I don't know. I've heard some things where I feel like, wow, that is the exact same song, but with some different lyrics. And I understand that familiarity is something that people will hold on to and think, oh, if I put a song that sounds like this, then people are going to like me. But sometimes it's not just as simple as that because you can do that. And yes, it sounds good. But then in the end, it's like, are you really ready for this? And when I say when you're really, really ready for this, is when you go out and be an artist, you're a public figure, period. And I'm not naturally that way. Like, I didn't grow up wanting to be a lead singer or anything kind of thing like that. It just didn't occur to me. And so I've just kind of been thrown into this situation, and I still learn everything, I still learn things every day, but really it's resilience that's going to save you is where when people don't respond to your music or when people don't ask you to come on tour or do whatever, you can't buckle. You have to just keep going. And even if there's people along the way that kind of fall off of your life, that's okay because there are so many people in this world that for everyone that falls off or is like, oh, I don't like you or you suck or whatever, there's going to be someone who really appreciates you and your effort and the things that you do. And so you can't lose sight of that. Just because one little scene or one little section of Facebook or some Facebook group doesn't respond to your music or whatever it is, it doesn't mean you're the worst or you can't do it. You can do it. And I mean, really, it, it's your perseverance and your willingness to put yourself out there and keep doing it no matter what. And you have to don't care what other people say. I've had people say weird things about me all the time, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's get a little giggle and you move on. I mean, because the people who know you, and the people who like your music, they'll be there for you, and that's really it. You have to think to yourself, all right, well, even if I get 100 people to like my music, that's 100 people. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. And yes, everyone could be like, oh, well, I've got tens of thousands of whatever the hells. Well, those tens of whatever the hells on Facebook, they could be gone in 2 seconds. When Facebook crashes or Facebook goes away, then everybody, all that's gone. What we have is you, and the work you put out. That's what's going to matter the most, much more than any other number you see on any of these platforms, because those numbers don't prove your worth. So that's really what I have to say. And as far as touring goes, get in shape. I mean, I have to say, if you're wanting to go on tour, get in shape because it's very physical. You will be carrying things, you will be walking up and down stairs, you will be going to places that don't have elevators. Where you're like, I have I have to bring my bass cabinet what? Up what? Yeah, there's many times like that. I mean, so you really have to be physically fit in some way to, if you're expecting to go on any kind of lengthy tour, because it's just a lot. Learn to deal without food, learn to deal without sleep. And sometimes you might not get your coffee first thing in the morning. I mean, these are, you know, there are many times where it's like, I always kind of joke. I'm like, if you're the kind of person that's like, don't talk to me until I have coffee, you're probably not going to make it on tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding, really. But seriously, sometimes you're like, okay, we just got back to our hotel at 4 in the morning, and then we have to wake up at 8 and be wheels on the ground going at 8
Yeah.
a.m. It happens sometimes, and you're like, I don't even have time to get coffee or whatever. And you just have to stop somewhere. So, again, I guess that's more of like your resilience, just in every way, physical, mental resilience, and also one thing that Kurse has been really focused on is like stoicism. So he has a book actually coming out called The Sound Philosophy, and it deals with this very subject of people who actively go on tour, people who want to go on tour. Um, it's basically just kind of mixing those those situations with stoicism. And I'm a big believer in that too, because I mean, believe me, I can be just as like angry and outrageous as anyone. But in the end, it's just like, I don't know, you just have to be ready for things and just deal with them as they come. And like shit does happen, and as long as you can deal with those kinds of things and kind of roll with punches and also stand up for yourself, you'll be
Mm.
fine with doing music and you'll be fine
Mm-hmm.
doing touring. So really, that's it. I mean, you this is not for the weak hearted. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but firsthand with you all tour as well. It's demanding. It's
Mm-hmm.
demanding, and being in the music biz is demanding, and sometimes it feels thankless. But again, in the end, like for me, I look at the people that follow me or come to see me, and I'm thankful for every single one of them. And I tell them all the time that I thank them for just being a part of my crazy journey. And you know, but
Yeah.
really, and it's because they chose to listen, and I'm thankful, grateful.
Yeah. I feel like that's foundational. Really, is the gratitude. Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that can really lift you in some of the darker times. Is just to remember the things to be grateful for. You know,
Hmm.
talking about the resilience. You know.
Yeah, and take your vitamin D.
yes.
I'm serious. It'll help with the depression.
Yes.
Because us pale types don't go out that much. So.
yeah. But I think that it's actually, it's a muscle. Like resilience is a muscle that, you know,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
I feel like some people naturally have it, and then some people, if you don't have it, it's something that is like a muscle that the more you exercise it, like standing up for yourself, that can be very hard. And I do feel like those are things that you have to sometimes just be like, okay, this is something I need to just continue to try to do. And it
Hmm.
gets easier with time, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a very important thing to do is just know what you will and will not stand for.
Yeah.
Because I've been run over enough. I'm tired of being run over. I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
I I would I would rather choose a more, I guess, complete path for myself rather than something that is unfulfilling, if that makes sense. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you just have to make your choices of, again, what serves you, what you're willing to put up with. And when I say put up with, it's like how strong is that, you know, in you, because it's the music business nutty. It just is. It always will be.
Yeah.
And you can't give up because AI is making music. I'm telling you, that stuff's going to pass at some point. It's going to be, it's obvious. People can see it. I'm not afraid of AI music. I don't think it's going to take my place. I don't think it's going to take any of our places because it can't go anywhere.
Hmm.
It's not someone, it's not a person. It's like a thing. So I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
scared. Let's go. 2026. Let's do this. Come
I
on.
love
Come on.
that
Let's go.
I mean, I love, again, going back to your music. I just love that you bring such an empowered and very passionate and intentional philosophy to your work and to the way you live. And I feel like it's a message that's honestly not just something that can be applied to artists, but like everyone. I think everyone can
Yes,
definitely learn from that.
I agree. I agree. It's pretty universal, I feel. You know, keeping your head on. It's good for every every aspect of life.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you, Rona. I love
Thank you.
you as a person, what you
Oh,
create. Yeah, it's always such a joy to get to intersect with you.
thank you.
Yeah, I feel
I
like you bring
appreciate it.
like so much beauty into the world.
Oh,
And so, yeah, I know I speak for other people when I say we are so grateful for
oh,
you. Yeah.
well, thank you. I am with you as well. Yes, you guys have been awesome, and I mean, I really, I really enjoy watching your path as well. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
2026. Let's kick it in the ass. Let's do it. Come
Yes.
on, Tash,
Yes.
and all
It's
of you
funny
out there.
you mentioned Curse. We're actually going to have Curse on Unwritten Rules of the Road next month, and I'm
Yeah.
really
All
excited
right.
about that. We'll
Yeah,
talk
it's gonna be
about sound
great.
philosophy. So, yeah.
Yes. He's got a lot going on and it's really awesome. It's like talking about expanding. I mean, that guy's gonna have an empire. I'm gonna be like tugging on his shirt, like, hello, I'm over here. I'm just kidding.
Hi, hello.
I know. Hi. Yeah. So
Well,
it's gonna be awesome. It'll be good.
you're a force yourself, Rona.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I would just want to say thanks to all that showed up to watch live and chat and everything. Thank you all so much for that. Really means a lot to me. And yeah, I'll have news out about the album and singles and whatnot. That should be coming soon. Like I said, it's fresh today. Just got done
Yes.
and finished. Out
Ah.
out the dough.
It's so exciting. Well, we shared your links on our Facebook event page, but just so that we have it out loud, where are favorite places for people to connect with you, Rona?
Okay, you can go to sign.band, which is the website, and you can sign up for my newsletter there. That's going to be guaranteed communication because social media, they sometimes show you stuff, sometimes they don't. Um, Facebook and Instagram are both Sign Band official. YouTube is /Sign TV, and that's pretty much it, really. I mean, you can pretty much get me there, and then I have a Patreon as well, so I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. But the newsletters, you'll definitely get communications about shows and things because it always breaks my heart when I see people go, "Oh, why didn't I know about this? I just
I
found out
know.
about this." I'm like, do not rely on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
They do not want you to see stuff. Okay? So if you want to know where I'm at, definitely sign up for the newsletter, or you can hop on my Patreon or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much again. And thank you all out there.
Yeah, thank you all so much for continuing to support Unwritten Rules of the Road. Rona is our last guest for January, but we are excited for February coming up. We're going to have Mark Thwaite, who plays guitar for
Oh,
Gary Newman and Peter Murphy. You mentioned Peter Murphy, and I was like, I'm
well,
really
yes, we happened to play on stage together that
ah,
night. He
I
was part of
love
the
it.
band.
I love the small world. I love the small worlds. It's
Yeah.
so amazing. I'm
So,
also gonna
yeah,
have.
Mark.
I will tell Mark that that you said hi.
Yeah, because it's like, oh boy, I mean, it's so funny because that was actually the first time I ever met Mark. And then I mean, that was before we found out Peter wasn't going to show up. And then afterwards, like, oh, well, I met you and played show with you on all the same day. So that was the whole Orlando thing. If anyone doesn't know, you can search Orlando Peter Murphy.
Check out the show on YouTube. It's pretty epic.
Oh,
Highly
yes,
recommend.
it's all
Yes.
documented there too. But yeah, tell them we said hey.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes, and we're gonna have Curse, and we're gonna have Daniel Graves from Aesthetic Perfection as well.
Oh,
So
I've learned a lot from him actually. Very
yeah,
educational. Yeah, I watched his talk at Dark Force Fest. So yeah, smart guy.
yeah. I feel like it's like I have I'm so grateful for you and everyone else for being willing to share your wisdom. And
Yeah,
again, Rona, you're such an amazing artist in person.
thank you.
Thank you so much again.
All right, well, you go have a good night. Thanks so much.
Many love.